I saw this on Facebook, right? And I had to post this. I had to talk about this because I could not agree more, man. Ever since I saw this movie as a kid, this was instantly one of the greatest zombie movies ever. This is a top 10 zombie movie for me. This shit is Romeo and Juliet and zombies and the military. A lot of weird military involvement in this shit, man. It actually expands on the typical army fuck up that was mentioned in the original Return of the Living Dead movie, all while completely separating itself from the previous two altogether. This movie so slept on. This movie so underrated that the shit bothers me to this day. Like Brian Yuzna, I might not be the biggest fan of his other movies. I want to say he did Bride of the Reanimator, and he did a lot of other horror movies, but this is this is the one right here for him I think of the few films that I've seen, man. One of the things that this movie like really has going for it, this is a movie that just completely strips away all of the humor that was in the first movie and all of the humor that was just on overload in the second movie. There ain't really shit funny about this movie, man. This is more of a tragic love story, if anything, man. This is one of those movies where when shit hits the fan, there ain't no happy ending in sight, man. It's kind of like Pet Cemetery, where shit just gets progressively worse after Julie dies. Once Julie dies, spoiler alert, she's a fucking zombie on the front cover of the movie. But Melinda Clark as Julie, when her character dies, that's the start of the shit show. J. Trevor Edmond as Kurt, when he brings her back, like he loved her down so much that he said, "Listen, we gonna be together. If you die, like I'm gonna bring you back." And he brings her back. She bites somebody. That person bites somebody, and that person bites somebody, but she just can't. She just can't stop eating people. She will fuck anybody up in this movie except Kurt, because that's how much she loves him. But she does try to attack him at one point in the movie, and he retaliates, rightfully so. But I'm telling y'all, man, this movie, one of the main things this movie has going for it is the fact that the budget was so pulled back, as far like in comparison to the last two movies, that there's not a big horde of zombies like we're used to seeing in the first two movies. The zombies, there's like three at a time here. There's maybe five at a time in the third act of the movie. But it's limited. It's really limited, but that makes for really cool practical effects on all these zombies, man. The practical effects, I think Steve Johnson did the practical effects. He fucking knocked it out the park, man. The bites in here are nasty. The scratches in here are nasty. There's a scene where Julie bites this Spanish gang member's lip off, and like the shit just peels on some like Tom Savini type of throwback shit. Yo, this movie's insanely underrated, man. And honestly, like, it came out in 93, I think, and a lot of it could be considered cheesy. A lot of it could be considered bad. I don't think so, but you really got to give Melinda Clark props for her performance in this, because you see every emotion from this girl. You see her happy, you see her sad, you see her sick, you see her like trying to understand why she can't feel her heartbeat, why her skin is so cold. You see her doing like self mutilation to herself. This sequence right here, the best way to watch this movie is the unrated version. You get all the blood and guts. You get all the fucking cherry pie all over the place. You get all the viciousness, man. There's some really vicious moments in this shit, man. And I think this movie was kind of a template. You see a lot of people like this, like in real life on social media, who live their life this way. Piercings all over the goddamn place and nails sticking out of all over their bodies and stuff. Like this is considered the norm now, but I think this was a groundbreaking horror movie, man. Honestly, and like I said, it really doesn't have anything to do with the previous movies. I think the only thing that it has continuity wise is the whole military aspect and the trioxin barrels. And even the trioxin barrels look different in this. And the gas isn't yellow like it was in the first one. It's not green like it was in the second one. It's just white. Um, but that, like, the movie opens up with this crazy ass experiment going wrong where they bring this guy back to life, and they think that they kill him, or they think that they freeze him, because the only way to stop him in this one is to hit him in the head with these acid projectiles, and their faces freeze up, and then they just pack them up and put them back in the barrels and shit. But This movie opens up with one of the projectiles just not working on the first zombie test subject. He bites somebody, that person bites the next person in the room. It's a mess, man. And I'm telling y'all, the only way to fully enjoy the experience of that sequence and the other sequences in this movie is to watch the unrated version, man. I'm telling y'all, Return of the Living Dead 3, this was the last good Return of the Living Dead movie that we got. 4 and 5, if y'all haven't seen Return of the Living Dead Necropolis and Rave to the Grave, then you are on the right track, because those movies, that's gonna be time off your life that you can't get back, trust me. But I'm not gonna say the bar is set with this one as far as the new one coming out, if it ever fucking comes out. I don't know why I haven't given up hope. It's like I don't even want to get into it about that new Return of the Living Dead movie, because they've been playing in our faces for like the last 10 years now. But this one is, like, I'm not sure where everybody ranks these, but the original, I think there's no beat in the original, but I think this is a better movie than part two. It's not as fun and comedic as part two, but this one is definitely dark as shit in tone. Like I said, the humor is almost non-existent. You got some really good character moments in here. I think this one definitely has the most emotion and heart and soul out of all the Return of the Living Dead movies, but underrated, man, for sure.